So I have been talking about palindromes, and a palindrome is something that from the left to the right and then the right to the left is the same. And something that dawned on me is that my last name, as you can see on here, Salis, is a palindrome. I was like, wait a second. You can spell my last name forwards and backwards the same. It's a palindrome. And I was like, geez, I got to share this, because of the odds that my last name would be a palindrome. And I found these amazing palindrome patterns in the Bible, in numbers, and in sequence events, which probably almost nobody knows about. And it turns out my last name is a palindrome. And and then all these verses started dawning on me, making all these connections. For instance, Proverbs 25:2, which is a palindrome, 252, same forwards and backwards. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but it's the honor of kings to search out a matter. So it's talking about these hidden things in the word. And the number 25:2, not only is a palindrome, but it stood out to me because of Daniel 5:25. Again, another palindromic number, 525. 252, 525, same frontwards and backwards. And remember in my video, Daniel 5:25, it talks about the phrase many tekel upharsin, which it's talking about, it's the shekel amount is 2520, connected to Proverbs 25:2, 25:20, because in Daniel 5:25, the many tekel upharsin, it's a mystery. You have to add up the shekels and then multiply it by 20. And again, that brought my mind back to Proverbs 25:2. And then it's in the verse 5:25. All these palindromic numbers, and it's connected with them all being mysteries. And we also have all of these palindromic numbers pointing towards 2025. Proverbs 25:2, Daniel 5:25, and then the number that mene tekel upharsin adds up to in shekels, which is 2520. Well, you flip it around, it's 2025. And what mene tekel upharsin was about was a prophecy talking about Babylon was going to fall. And now this prophecy, if you flip it, is 2025. And we are in Mystery Babylon, which is got to fall. And so that is how God double applies a prophecy for 2 times in the timeline at the same time. It's pretty amazing what he did. But the palindromic syndrome, I guess you can call it, is what I found with all these connections. Proverbs 252, palindrome. Daniel 5:25, palindrome. And again, what is a palindrome? It is numbers, or it is a sequence that is the same from left to right as it is from right to left. And that's what the phrase many tekel upharsin is in the Old Testament, when it marked the time when Babylon was going to fall. And now we're going from the other end of history, which is now in Mystery Babylon, with that same phrase being applied today. But it's a bit of a mystery because you have to figure it out. But it's a palindrome because now we're going right to left. And in the book of Genesis, which is the very beginning, we see the end of time. And the way you connect that is the chapters and the events in the chapters with our years. So let me show you. So Genesis chapter 45 is 2025. 20 plus 25 is 45. You see that connection there? And what happens in Genesis 45? There is a great deliverance, and they all go up to the Father's house, symbolic of 2025. 2 years into the last 7 years, which is 2025. Just like Genesis 45, 2 years into the 7-year famine. Both stories are matching. There is a great deliverance, and we go up to the Father's house, hence what we call the rapture. And then you go to Genesis 49, which is symbolic of 2029. 20 plus 29 is 49, and it's all over with. It's done. Just like I've been saying, 2029 is it. That's the end. Second coming of Jesus Christ. And that's Genesis 49 in the story of the 7-year famine. It's all over in chapter 49, which is 2029. And this is palindromes. Again, it's the same from left to right as it is from right to left. From the beginning of time to the end, and from the end of time to the beginning, they're connected in the palindromic way. And I keep saying that word because I used to say it's mirrors or reflections, but the more precise way to say it is this name of it called palindromes. The same as from left to right is right to left. And again, is Isaiah 46:10. God declares the end from the beginning. So Genesis is the beginning, and he showed us the end there. We're at the time where we can understand it. And it's connected to the years that we're in and the events that take place in those years. And then Genesis chapter 50 is the last chapter, and that's 2030. 20 plus 30 is 50. And this is the formula to see this mystery, this secret.